Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see what Stuart Murray says in his The Cambridge Companion to Disability Studies. Stuart Murray is a leading scholar in disability studies, cultural theory, and literary studies, and is well known for studying how disability is represented in literature, film, and culture. In this book, he explains how disability is not just a medical condition, but it is also a cultural, political, and social identity. And according to him, disability should be understood as a social experience and not just as a medical problem. It is a part of the human diversity, a cultural identity with its own history, politics, and representation. He says that society thinks that the normal body is ideal, and in that case the disabled bodies are considered abnormal and also inferior. He says that disability is socially constructed. Disability is not only about a body with impairment, that is some defect. It is created by the society's attitudes, barriers, and prejudices. A wheelchair user becomes disabled not because of the wheelchair but because buildings don't have ramps. And Murray constructs two models. One is the medical model and another is a social model. In the medical model, disability is the defect in the body, and therefore the body needs cure or it needs correction, and for that it has to go for treatment to the doctors and has to take the medicines prescribed by the doctors. The other one is the social model, and in this the disability comes from social and environmental barriers. Society disables people through exclusion, and here the focus is on accessibility, equality, and acceptance. Murray studies how disability is shown in literature, film, media. Often disability is represented as tragic, inspirational, heroism, object of pity, villainous, or monstrous. And therefore he rejects all these stereotypes and asks them to represent disability as a complex, realistic, and human portrayals. He says disability is an identity and not a defect. Like how we have gender, race, class, sexuality, disability also shapes experience, culture, and politics. Disabled people have their own community, history, and self-expression, but society creates an artificial standard of normal body and a normal mind. And anyone who does not fit in this normal body and normal mind becomes other. They are someone else. And Murray argues that normality is a cultural construction. Diversity is natural, and the fantasy of perfection only is harmful. When you are expecting perfection and when you want that, and when you fantasize it, that only will lead you to harm. And Murray explains important concepts. He talks about ableism, which is a discrimination against disabled people. That is, we discriminate them. And he talks about embodiment, that is understanding how bodies experience the world differently. And narrative prothesis, that is when disability is used in fiction only as a symbol or a plot device and not as a real character. For example, blind characters are generally used only to represent wisdom. And disabled aesthetics. Aesthetics means a sense of beauty, the artistic value of non-normal bodies and experiences. And themes in Murray's scholarship are disability as difference and not damage, critique of perfection and normality, representation in media and literature, ethics of viewing disabled bodies, political rights, and accessibility. According to Murray, disability studies teaches disability is part of human diversity. Society must change and not expect the disabled people to change. Representation must be ethical, complex, and respectful. Disability identity is valid and valuable. Equality requires accessibility and rights. And Stuart Murray has helped shift disability studies from medical explanation to cultural, ethical, political understanding. He has changed how academics should think about disability, normality, representation, and identity. And he argues that disability is not a biological defect but a cultural and social experience shaped by representation, identity, and barriers created by society. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box, like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.